Republican representative for Louisiana, member of the House Oversight and Accountability Committee, Clay Higgins, joins me. Good evening, sir. And let me ask the question that Congressman AOC was trying to get established. Did you find, was there established any crime committed by President Biden when he was vice president?
Well, this is an impeachment inquiry, good lady, not a criminal investigation. And in Congress, not only do we have congressional authority to conduct this investigation, we have a constitutional responsibility to do so when we've crossed the threshold of reasonable suspicion, which is exactly where we are. So there's a preponderance of evidence supporting our reasonable suspicion that criminal acts, perhaps, certainly impeachable acts, have been committed by President Biden.
Okay, I agree. It's not a criminal proceeding. I get that, but I'm just trying to find out. I mean, look, his son is a rogue. His son was bringing in tons of money. I got that, but the one thing that really, even for impeachment, that I think you even have to persuade your fellow Republicans, is not that he had a lousy son, but somehow that he did something improper, whether it's he got money, impact policy, or that he got money, didn't pay taxes, or anything the vice president did, other than that he's got a son that he defends that probably is indefensible.
Yes, ma'am. Hunter Biden was certainly like the lead salesman of the Biden brand, and the product that that brand was supporting, that Hunter was selling in his trips across the world, where he accompanied his dad as vice president, and where he drew upon the Biden name and the power behind that Biden name. The product was access to Joe Biden the vice president, and now Joe Biden the president. So that in and of itself is influence peddling.
And I guess, I mean, if I can say another way, is I guess that what you're saying is that he helped his son by taking phone calls, knowing that his son was basically getting this money, and so by accepting phone calls or influence, is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am. It appears the evidence would suggest, upon careful review and just calm evaluation of this mountain of evidence that we've compiled through the Oversight Committee over the past year, it would appear that President Biden, while he was vice president, was complicit with the actions of his son and his family members, who sold either direct access or the illusion of access to Joe Biden, the vice president, for many millions of dollars to overseas companies that were themselves associated with some very corrupt forces within other nation states. So that's some heinous behavior.
I mean, look, I don't like any of the stuff that goes on in Washington. Look, there's so much stuff where people do nods and winks in the city, but it doesn't necessarily mean a crime. And that, I think that's the problem, is that there's some sort of unsavory behavior. People, all walks, both sides of the aisle have seen this stuff.
But we're not seeking a crime.
No,
if I may say, the founders never intended for impeachment to be limited, good lady. I don't mean to interrupt. That's not my nature.
I like being called good lady, though.
But yes, madam. The founders never intended for impeachment proceedings by Congress to be shackled by the writ of statute. It was never intended to be a limiting factor, whether or not a sitting president or an impeachable executive official had violated a particular statutory crime. It's the betrayal of trust, the abuse of power and authority, the unethical behaviors that belittled the office. Literally, to misdemean an office was the original intent of using the term misdemeanor in the definition of impeachable offensive.
And I agree, it doesn't have to be a crime, but it's a whole lot easier if that's what you're seeking to do, if you actually have one. Congressman Clay Higgins, thank you very much. I do hope you come back, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.